Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Do you know how I, after losing my job and living on a low income, still managed to make a delicious street-style breakfast for my whole family on a budget? No matter where you are in the world, you can follow along with my video and learn how to make this tasty Chinese street breakfast, sticky rice shumai. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's jump into the video to see how exactly I make it.
Do you remember this green food? Regular viewers should remember, this is the green dumplings my mom made during Qingming festival. We stored them in the freezer, and sometimes we heat them up in the steamer for breakfast. This is today's breakfast for me. This is our chicken coop. My dad built it with bamboo last time he came back. Whenever I have time, I help my mom feed the chickens and ducks. Right now, let me prepare today's food for them. It's some leftover porridge, mixed with yesterday's leftover vegetables, plus some rice husk powder. Let me stir it all up. Looks like they're really hungry. Okay, now they can enjoy it. Let me show you the structure of the chicken coop. Over there is the chicken house made with some old wooden planks, that's where they sleep at night. The top on that side is open, so when there's no rain they can hang out there. If the whole roof was closed, it would get too hot. Chickens hate heat the most. This side has a covered roof, so they can take shelter when it rains. How do you like the scenery here? Earlier this field was full of rapeseed flowers. It looked beautiful and golden. Now it's summer, and the villagers are starting to plant rice.
I
found today's snack. See these little red berries? They're wild fruits from around here. Let me pick a few to taste. They're really good, fully ripe. This is the house where my grandma used to live. This house is at least 30 years old. It was built even before I was born. Now my grandma can't live here alone because of her health, so the house is empty and no one takes care of it. Do you want to go inside and see what it looks like? Let me knock on the door and check if anyone's there.
Is anybody here? No one's here. Oh, it's you. Come in.
Come with me, I'll give you a tour. This is the traditional earthen stove that every rural family here has. When I was little and lived in the old house next door, my cousins and I all ate food cooked in this pot. Now let's go upstairs. It's been a long time since anyone came up here. It's quite messy. Look at the vines on the rooftop balcony. They've already covered one corner. The view up here is great, but I always feel it's not very safe. Honestly, if we could rebuild a new house here, it would be really nice to live with such scenery and no one to disturb you. I love this peaceful and relaxing environment. Alright, now we've come to my favorite part. Time to start making the sticky rice shumai. First, we need to do some prep work. Weigh out 700 grams of dry glutinous rice. Important, we're not using regular rice, we're using glutinous rice because it's very sticky. Rinse the rice twice, then soak it in water for 2 hours. You also need to soak the dried shiitake mushrooms, until they're soft and have absorbed water. After soaking, drain the glutinous rice well using a sieve. Put the sieve with the rice into the steamer and steam for 25 minutes. Dough preparation. Weigh 210 grams of flour, 28 grams of starch, and 2.8 grams of salt. Mix them well. Then pour in 140 milliliters of boiling water, over 90 degrees Celsius. Important tip here, make sure to pour the hot water slowly into the flour, while stirring continuously. Knead everything into a smooth dough, wrap it in plastic wrap, and let it rest for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, take the dough out and knead it again. If it feels sticky, sprinkle some cornstarch on it. Keep kneading until the surface is smooth, then wrap it again, and let it rest for another 5 minutes. While waiting, let's prepare the other ingredients. Half a carrot, you can use a whole one. 0.1 Chinese sausage, if you don't have it, regular sausage works too. 0.1 ear of corn. And some homegrown green onions for extra fragrance. The glutinous rice has finished steaming for 25 minutes. Set it aside. Dice the carrot, sausage, and soaked mushrooms. You can strip the corn kernels off quickly with a knife. We also need 300 grams of pork or beef, diced. Pork with some fat is best because it tastes more fragrant after steaming. My wife is cutting the vegetables. I'll prepare the seasoning sauce. This is what guarantees the final flavor. 40 grams dark soy sauce. 40 grams light soy sauce. 20 grams cooking wine, you can substitute with beer. 16 grams sugar. 20 grams oyster sauce. 2 grams white pepper.
Okay.
And finally 300 milliliters water. Mix everything in a bowl and set aside. Now that the prep is done, it's time to stir-fry the filling. This is the most important step. Heat about 100 milliliters of cooking oil in the pan. If your pork has fat, you can render the oil from it for extra fragrance. Today I'm using pre-rendered lard, so I didn't add extra fatty pork. Once the oil is hot and smoking, add the diced mushrooms and fry until fragrant. Then add the diced pork, and stir-fry until the surface is lightly brown. Add the diced sausage to release its oil and flavor. Next, add the corn and carrot, give it a quick stir. Then pour in the seasoning sauce we prepared earlier. Let the liquid boil for about 3 minutes. Now turn off the heat to prevent burning, add the steamed glutinous rice, and mix everything thoroughly, so every grain is coated with the sauce. Let me smell it. Perfect. This is exactly the flavor I wanted. This filling is the soul of the dish, and we've finished it. Next, we make the wrappers, basically dumpling skins, and wrap the filling inside. Take out the dough, sprinkle some starch to prevent sticking. Roll it into a long log and cut into small pieces of about 10 grams each. Roll each piece into a ball, flatten it, and use a rolling pin to roll it into a thin wrapper. If this step feels difficult for you, you can also just buy ready-made dumpling wrappers from a Chinese supermarket. Fold the edges of the wrapper like this, to create a pretty pleated border. Put about 50 grams of the sticky rice filling in the center and press it into this shape. Look, one finished sticky rice shumai. Now just repeat the process. It's actually very easy. Now let's put the sticky rice shumai into the steamer. In 25 minutes, they'll be ready to eat. Baby Wu Lu Chi just woke up. He looks energetic.
Yeah?
Making videos isn't easy. If this video helped you or you enjoy my content and want to support me, you can use the link in the channel description to buy me a coffee or use YouTube's Super Thanks feature. Your support is what keeps me creating. Okay, they're done steaming. This one looks a bit collapsed because I didn't pinch it tightly enough. It's my first time, so next time I'll do better. Sure, they might not look as perfect as the store-bought ones, but the flavor is absolutely no worse. Actually, I think they taste even better. This is the drink we prepared for dinner tonight, soy milk. We usually pair this Chinese snack with soy milk. In the video description, I've put affiliate links for all the ingredients and tools I used. You can check them out and buy from the supermarket, and viewers in the US can order directly through the links. These past few days my grandma has been staying at my house. That's why I was able to go inside her old house at the beginning of the video. I have a plan. In future videos, I will try to make at least one Chinese dish or street food every week. I'll show you every detailed step and recipe in the video. I love all kinds of Chinese food and snacks, and I want to introduce them to all of you, no matter where you are in the world. If you want to try, just follow my videos and make them yourself. If you also love Chinese street food and Chinese dishes, please subscribe to my channel and join me on this journey of learning to make Chinese food from scratch. You can also leave a comment with any Chinese snack or dish you want to learn. Maybe I'll make it in the next video. I can freeze the leftovers. When I want to eat them later, I just take them out and steam. If I were selling these outside, one this size would probably cost about 50 cents. But making them at home is very cheap, which is perfect for me right now since I'm unemployed and on a low income. My son Wu Lu Chi is now 7.5 months old. He sees things and wants to crawl over and grab them, but he can only pull himself with his hands. He hasn't learned to use his knees yet.
Alright, it's time for him to drink milk and sleep. I should say goodbye too. If you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Bye bye.